Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
I'm Daniel Dargrove, and that's Dustin Domashevitz. I just mixed up your name even more.
You even mixed up the word mixed.
Yeah, that's Gandrew and Gandrew Rose. Andrew's name doesn't really work well for that.
Gandrew
Arose. Wait.
Sometimes I feel like you feel pressured to start the show
Hot?
a certain way, like really hot, and then like 95% of the time it's great. And then
I was glad you gave me the it's
Sometimes
great.
he trips.
every once in a while there's like a things are happening.
Yeah, I felt like you were gonna say 95% of the time it just doesn't work.
No, I think I generally like the intros to our show, and then every once in a while we flop a little bit.
Spooner berries, underrated or overrated?
Properly rated.
Yes, I
okay,
agree.
properly rated.
They're good.
because they're really good. Are they worth?
Overrated. They're good, and people say they're good.
Are they worth me swerving across 5 lanes of traffic to get to them today?
Where did you find 5 lanes of traffic to swerve across near Spoonerberries?
The story's better if I say 5 lanes
Okay.
instead of swerving across 1 lane.
I'm going to say because of the fact that they are only there in...
I don't know why that made me crack up so much, but Richie just texted from one of his accounts. It's too hot.
So,
Yeah, he's not lying.
Richie, you are going to learn very quickly. This is going to be a short show because the river is calling to us, and our families are here.
Yes.
And we are going to end up in said river
Yes.
within 45 minutes.
We better.
Well, maybe, I don't know. We have to eat first.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
50.
are we eating before or
After?
after? Probably.
Okay, after. So we will be
Because I didn't start the briquettes.
by 12:35. I intend to be inside the river.
Ooh, inside of it.
I'm going to get inside that river.
Francis says DK is now in the conversation for NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
What is he
Oh
coming back
man,
What is
I
he coming
can't
back
wait-
from?
I can't wait for the first time that Aaron Rodgers throws him a crappy pass at his feet.
Dude, do you think he just like goes DK slam and just goes DK and bonks him on the top of the head? And then Aaron Rodgers goes, my Achilles. Or does he go, darkness retreat. Oh, wait, I'm blind.
I have to admit something very shameful.
Oh.
You have no idea what we're talking about.
I forgot that DK got traded.
It's all right. Andrew forgot that Russell Wilson wasn't on the Steelers either.
Yes,
He's a giant now.
I feel like that's less. I'm less ashamed of that than forgetting.
Well,
that,
yeah, DK.
that the Seahawks.
You know, Richie, if you're feeling too hot and you can make it out to the river, come on out and join us. Do you know where the river is? Because that's where we're going.
It's the Satsip, right?
It's a middle Satsip.
Middle Satsip. Way up the middle Satsip. Leave Grace Harbor, go back into Grace Harbor.
We can't disclose our specific location
Because
for security reasons.
Because Andrew.
As Justin's
Well, Andrew-
desperately trying to keep Daniel from disclosing.
Well, we don't have a local sports roundup because there wasn't local sports this week. It's all
you could
over.
tell us about your daughter's soccer game this morning.
It was really hot. You know what? Yesterday when we were talking about it, I was like, "Oh, you know what? It's supposed to be a really hot day, but our game's at 9:00. It's
You'll be
gonna
fine.
It
Yeah.
was 75 degrees.
Gross.
It was really bad.
Dude, that's like Andrew.
It was
It's
so
gross.
gross. Like just the grossest you could possibly imagine.
I'm just going to start saying that things are Andrew now.
You should not do that.
Because every time I say something's gross at the grossest house, they give me this look like,
My
oh, so it's really good? And I'm like, you know what I mean.
Do they say it out loud?
dad does that. My dad will say like, "That good, huh?"
Yeah.
Classic dad joke.
Classic. And I'm just like, no, it's terrible.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I'm just going to start saying, oh, that's so Andrew.
Oh, so Andrew.
So Andrew.
Yeah.
So to try and keep us under the time limit,
Yeah.
What are we talking about
Well,
today, Justin?
we do have to name a Spivey Athlete of the Week, which we will do at the end of this first segment that we're going to do.
Okay.
But I wanted to run through. We've been talking about the Jane Roloff Award in our group chats a lot.
Yes, and we've been getting a lot of nominations.
We opened it up to nominations.
My
I want to-
emails have been flooded.
Do you want to do a roll-off nominations roundup?
A roll-off nomination roundup? A roll-off roundup?
We'll just say them.
Okay. Okay.
But I think I want to clarify one thing because there seemed to be like a tiny bit of confusion. We're going to come up with like some kind of a cool prize for whoever wins this, like a t-shirt, some kind of like a prize pack.
We are?
Yeah.
Dude.
We're going to do something,
Cool.
but I would like people to know this is not like a scholarship. There seemed to be like a little bit of like when you attach
Wait, really?
when you attach the name award to something, sometimes people think, "Oh, these are high school kids. This is a scholarship." It's not a scholarship.
No. Did somebody think that we had money?
A couple people did.
Oh no. We have sponsors, but we don't make that much.
Well, we can't do like
I mean, a scholarship sounds like an awesome stretch goal. Someday we'd
Dude.
love to be able to offer a scrimmage scholarship.
it's actually not.
Actually,
I don't. So here's the thing: it's not even about like the amount of money that a scholarship, because you could do like a $500 scholarship.
that's true.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Yep.
It's about like what's the actual process to offer an official scholarship, and what would we need to do to make
Yeah,
it happen? And I
that's
don't know the answer to it.
We
So
would-
I will
we would
say,
probably
like,
have to talk to an attorney.
with
Wait.
the law office of Jeffrey A. Domashevitz maybe can help us. But I think we
Are you sure we wouldn't have to talk to a real estate agent?
we will be. You mean like from Spivey Realty Group?
Oh, they couldn't help us with that?
Probably not.
I mean, they could help us with all of our housing needs.
Yeah, if you needed to buy or sell a home, they also have a rental company. So if you need to rent a home, Spivey's a great way to go. Or if you have a property that you'd like to rent and you want someone to manage it,
Best realty group in Grays Harbor.
there you go. I think. I
That's
think
probably our best commercial we've
like,
ever done.
Number one, I think it would be really. I still have drawstring bags that have
Ooh.
our logo on them.
I like those.
Roloff Award winners are going to get a drawstring bag.
100%.
And I think it would be cool to get them like a t-shirt with a custom design that says, "I'm the Roloff Award winner."
Yeah.
And has our logo on it.
That.
Self-servingly.
Do we need
Do
Jane's
we need-
permission to do that?
Yeah, and do we need to give one to Jane?
I think Jane's okay with it.
Okay.
You know what?
She made us cookies once.
You know
so
what, though?
That's like giving us
If we're going to order
her
one
blessing.
shirt anyway,
Yeah.
we might as well order two.
Yeah.
We go ahead and get Jane a shirt from being the inaugural Jane Roloff Award winner.
Dude, could you imagine wearing that?
It-
Like, say
wait.
Jane Roloff wore that to like a cross country practice in
We should
college.
put a picture
should-
of her face, like giant, on the front of the shirt, and then be like, "Jane, you need to wear this."
It should say
Her
they
own
named
face.
the award after me.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
I feel like that's the.
No, I'm sticking with the face plan.
Well, you could do that on the back.
Yeah, the face on the front or the back, and then on the opposite it says they named an award after
I think
me.
we put a giant Jane Roloff face on the back, and then on the front it
the
just
award, Daniel.
on the
award,
front
yeah.
it just
The award.
says
That's true.
on the front it just says "see back of shirt."
Yes.
All right. So we will name a Spivey Athlete of the Week, and we're going to run through the list of Roloff Award nominees.
We're
And
not going to select a roll off today, though.
We're going to probably do that next week.
Next week, okay.
And we're going to consult. We have opened it. Not only did we consult with other members of the local media
Yep.
and people we know who follow sports very closely, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to do a little deeper dive to make sure that we know what all the athletes' specific accomplishments are,
Yep.
so we can weigh them against each other. And then we'll make a selection. Probably within the next 1 to 2 weeks, we'll make that selection.
Yep.
But we opened it up to the public, and if people are still interested in nominating someone for the Roloff Award, which is not a scholarship but will have some type of prize, you can email us, thescrimmage@gmail.com. What we want to know is the athlete's name, their school, and what their accomplishments were across multiple sports. Because the Roloff Award, as we're representing Jane Roloff here, who achieved maximum winning, maximum excellence across cross country and track, that she was breaking records, winning state titles. She was a cross country All-American. We want athletes who are multi-sport athletes. It doesn't have to be 3.
Yeah, I mean, she basically did 2.
Yeah.
She did
She had
she
cheerleading.
cheered in the winter, but I
had
don't
cheerleading.
think they won any competitions.
No, but multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
So someone who plays at least 2 sports.
Yep.
If you have a third, that can bolster your resume.
Yes.
But we want to know accomplishments. Like
Dude,
what
she
records did you set? What titles did you win? All league honors.
Yeah.
We had a couple of people include basketball scrimmage all defensive honors as part of the
I love
resume. Love that too, self-servingly.
Yep.
So if you want to include that, we want to know who is the athlete, what school do they go to, and give us a list of the reasons why. Like not like, oh, this is a great kid who's a teammate. There's a separate notes section for that.
I was a great kid who was a teammate. I didn't deserve this award.
You go accolades. You list like, here are the specific accomplishments,
'cause your dad
and
didn't
then
let
at
you
the
play football,
end
Daniel.
you also say, at the end you also say, and this is a great kid, and all the coaches love him, and he's a great leader. Or she's a great leader, or whatever.
That's the end of it.
So if you want to do that, if you want to nominate somebody, thescrimmage@gmail.com. We got dozens of emails with nominations. We were really happy about that. We also had some of our own that we included, and we are going to run through that list of nominees right now.
Oh, snap.
And then after that, we're going to name a Spivey Athlete of the Week.
Oh, snap.
Which I already know who it is.
Oh,
And
snap.
you're going to like it.
I like it. Andrew, or would I have not been able to play the other sports had I played football? Also a valid.
Probably valid, yeah.
Well, you definitely would have fumbled that punt, though. You wouldn't have fumbled that punt.
I wouldn't have fumbled that punt. You know what I was thinking about the other night? Do you ever
Raffle drop a punt once, though?
Was it a punt?
Wasn't it?
No,
Or
that
was
was
it kickoff?
that was a reception, dude.
Did you say he raffle dropped it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I caught a pass and then just dropped it while I was running, and the other team, it was a fumble. Like, I caught it, took like 3 steps, and then I think I tried to juke or something, and I literally
Forgot to bring the
knocked
ball with him.
I knocked the ball out of my own arm with my
pretty
my chest
bad.
pad. It was
Do you
it was
remember
real bad.
the
I felt
time-
horrible.
In a flag
Sorry,
football
I'm
game. In our flag football rec league, there was a no fumbles rule. So if the ball hits the ground, you
Dead
fumble
ball.
it and the ball hits the ground, dead ball.
Yeah.
But one time, I had the ball and I was running and I did a spin move, which was my patented move, the
It
blender.
was. Yeah.
I did a spin move, and the guy from the other team, I pulled the ball like up above my shoulder
Yep.
like this, and the guy from the other team was like, I think I can get that. And he poked it
Yep.
out of my hands, and then it went flying the other way, and then he ran around me to the backside and got it. And I was like,
Before it hit the ground.
Before it hit the ground, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought we couldn't have fumbles, and the ref was like, I never hit the ground. So I think I had the only lost fumble in the entire existence of our flag football
I
league.
think you
I
did.
believe that's technically a lateral pass that was intercepted.
I guess. I don't know. Stupid Brent Phillips.
Was that Brent?
Yeah.
Dude, that checks out. That guy. Anyway, I was trying to fall asleep the other night, and
Yeah.
do you ever just have like random old things from like 15 years ago pop into your head, and you're like, oh yeah.
Do I agonize over every mistake I've made in my life? Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you're one of us.
Yeah.
Okay, and
You've
when
made
I say one of us,
mistakes.
I mean everybody.
A few.
I think my best position on the football field was free safety,
Yeah. Yes. Unequivocally, yes.
and I barely got to play it. But I think when I did play it for 2 games, I think I had 4 interceptions or something like that. And I'm like, I wish I got to play this some more.
Sounds like bad coaching, putting you in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Or you just
Well, our defensive coach happened to also really like to play free safety. And I did play pretty well at corner too. So, and also, here's the question that comes up. Is it worth me making a lot of interceptions if I'm really terrible in the running game playing free safety?
yeah, free safety. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Then I was a good free
strong
safety.
safety.
No.
No, Daniel
That's an extra linebacker.
is a terrible strong safety.
Terrible.
He's
Horrible.
really, really bad.
So bad. So bad.
Daniel will be bad at any position that has strong in it.
Okay. We need to get to these Roloff Award nominees.
Okay, so they're mostly from our core 4 schools, and that's part of the reason I want to make sure we open it up to everyone, because I want.
I was
you
going
know,
to try and combine core and 4 and then realized it's still just core.
the B schools. Please send us emails if you want to nominate someone.
Yeah.
I think we only have one from a B school that I included in it. So currently from Aberdeen, this is one of my favorites. I think may end up being the winner. We'll see how it goes.
It's going to be tough to beat.
Lily Camp from Aberdeen is a multi-sport MVP who also won a state title in softball and is just a general boss. She was on our show last week with Coach Jimmy McDaniel. Also from Aberdeen, we have Isaac Garcia, is a basketball and track athlete, very talented athlete. I think he's a junior.
Yeah, he is only
so
a
he'll
junior.
be back next year. Lily's a senior.
Yep.
And then also from Aberdeen, we had Henry Nelson, cross country and track, super talented athlete, making state placements in both of those. And then we had Micah Schroeder and Zeke Olson, also from Aberdeen.
Yep. And I'm not sure if Zeke. I'm not sure what his other sports accomplishments were, but Micah Schroeder, football star, track star, and swimming star.
Yeah,
because he picked him. Actually, did he run track?
I saw him early in the track season, but I was wondering if he might have gotten hurt or something because I wasn't seeing his name pop up a lot later in the season.
Right.
But super talented athlete,
Did great,
incredible football player,
and picked up diving this year and just decided to be awesome at it. Yeah.
I think Zeke does track. But we'll have to check. We'll have to, when we do our deep dive, we'll follow up on those things. So we had those Aberdeen athletes from Hoquiam. We have Oliver Bryson, which that's another one of my favorites.
Yeah,
he was a
one.
wrestling state champion. So that's the big thing. You just got drink in your eye. Somehow.
I somehow splashed my drink in my eyeball.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oliver Bryson.
Oliver Bryson also was a state placer in hurdles in track. So we got a multi-sport athlete who's achieving at the state level.
Yep.
We have Renasia Burtonshaw from Hoquiam.
What did she do?
Multiple nominations for her. Not only was she the 100-meter state champion by just being, as a freshman, like literally faster than every person on the face of the earth. Like,
sorry. This is something I was wondering earlier. How much are we leaning towards older athletes here? Because it feels like
if there's a tie, like if we feel very similarly between two athletes, we're probably going to pick the senior.
Oh, 100%.
And what I was thinking is like this feels like this is a lifetime award. Like we're not just looking at what they did this year. Also,
ooh.
Like if
I kind of agree with that on some level. Yeah,
there could be kids with multiple championships in different sports or something as they get later through school. So
I like that.
It does seem like it's strongly. There's a strong preference for like seniors. Really,
agreed.
But juniors or seniors.
Agreed.
So you're saying,
however,
you're
if
saying
a freshman or a sophomore has a just incredible multi-sport year, that person is going to be the winner.
But you're saying that by the time Renasia's a senior and she's got like 4 state 100.
It's more like, well, she got hurt towards the end of track season too, so she only won the state title in the 100.
Only in one,
would have won the state title in the 200. I feel.
That's crazy.
I could be wrong, but she could have taken home 2 state titles. She also plays volleyball and basketball.
Isn't Richie only a
on
junior or is he a sophomore?
I think he's a
I think he's a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
It was just something I was thinking.
And Richie also plays basketball.
Richie's gonna start stacking them too.
Specifically with Renee because she's going crazy as a freshman. It's like,
but that's the other thing is like with Renasia, it's not just that she's good. It's that in track she's phenom level.
Yeah.
To the point that I don't think we've had a sprinter during the course of this second iteration of our show who can match what she is capable of. Like her ceiling is insane.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally agree.
We have a few Montesano athletes to add to the list here. Felix Romero, a second place in state for wrestling, was I believe an all-state punter on the football team. Also a really important all-league. I think all-league honors as a linebacker.
Wasn't he defensive MVP?
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Because he was hurt for a little bit, so he might not have been.
He was hurt for like the whole first half of the season.
Yeah.
And he came back at the end, and they had a state run to the semifinals, and he was a huge part of it.
Yep.
But I think because he came back as a punter earlier,
Yeah.
I think he was an all-state punter. But that's part of when we sort these things out, we're going to figure that out. And he also was the offensive MVP of the league in soccer. We have a couple of grubs.
No, we don't.
Yeah, no grubs.
No grubs allowed. allowed.
We're not going to discuss those guys any further, but Colton and Caden Grubb
They
from
did some
Montesano
things.
did some things. Haley Schweppe,
Dude, some of the things they did, though.
Yeah. The case for Haley Schweppe is very compelling because not only
The
is she
Case for Haley Schweppe. That sounds like a movie title of an indie film. The Case for Haley Schweppe.
Case for Haley Schweppe is compelling. Not only a cross-country state title, but also lots of records and other stuff in track. And then from Elma, we have Frank Roberts and Mia Monroe.
You're gonna have to give me some more info on Frank Roberts.
That's a cross-country / track
Gotcha.
athlete. And then I added from Willapa Valley, Cody Strozik. I know he won a state title in track and also was one of the best players on their football team. So then the only other player we need to add to this list is Isaac McGaffey from Elma as a junior. It's like all leagues across the board.
Yep.
For all three sports that he participates in.
Football, basketball, baseball.
Yeah. I think he's first team all league across all of it.
Yep.
So really compelling and interesting things going on with this award.
Do you think that it's easy? I'm not going to say easier, but maybe it is easier. This is tough. This is a weird question. Yeah, I'm going to say it is easier. Do you think it's easier for someone to win a state title in an individual sport?
Yes.
Okay. Because you just have to be awesome. Yeah. You don't need everybody else to be awesome.
Yeah.
So wrestling, cross country, track.
I would try to add some
golf
there. It's not necessarily easier for the person.
Right, they still have to be awesome and put in work.
You only need somebody who is absolutely exceptional at an individual sport can win because they and only they are absolutely exceptional. And
you
in
don't
team
need
sports,
like a whole
you
age
need
group.
A team.
You
need
like,
a team that is exceptional.
You don't need that like 1 in a million everybody in your class to be awesome.
Right.
Which is why it's like Aberdeen just won the state title in fast pitch.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
We talked so much about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to go further into softball, but I'm so blown away by what softball was this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to conclude the roundup of Roloff Award nominees.
Yes.
I think we can go ahead and name Reneja Burtonshaw our Spivey Athlete of the Week for winning the state title in the 100
Book it.
for Hoquiam
As a
for
freshman.
1A as a freshman. She's incredible. Next year, she's going to win multiple state titles as long as she can stay healthy and keep grinding. So congratulations, Hoquiam's Reneja Burtonshaw. You are our Spivey Athlete of the Week.
Absolutely. For being blazing fast.
We're going to have...
Combined with your speed and the heat outside, try not to catch fire this weekend.
Yeah. And Richie's right. It's too hot. We are, on the other side of this break, going to have a real brief regional sports segment. But before that, let's do both of our commercials.
Commercials.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Damashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Damashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit damashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
Spivey Realty Group's goal is to make buying, selling, investing, and renting real estate in Grace Harbor simple. They believe in 100% transparency and unparalleled communication with local expertise, tech-enhanced, and top-notch service for their friends, neighbors, and community. Their goal is simple: get a group of strong-willed, hard-working people together who want to make a difference in Grace Harbor and to use real estate as the means of achieving that. Voted Grace Harbor's best real estate company. Find them on Facebook or visit graceharborrealestate.com. Spivey Realty Group, elevating small town real estate.
Justin, I'm just going to say this. Damalaw.com is open.
I don't think that my dad ever started abbreviating my last name.
I thought it was
But what we're telling you is that
no
you
relation.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Nobody started abbreviating my last name to Dama until me.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'm the one who started
Did
abbreviating.
anyone?
Your
did
dad
they
grew up-
abbreviate it differently.
Like Shevitz?
Like
Vitz?
You know
Hey,
what?
they
Vitz.
just not abbreviated at
I
all.
take it back. That's a lie. because Jeffrey A. Domashevitz's email address for most of my childhood was Dama-esque.
Dama-esque?
Damaesq, like Dama Esquire. Like, 'cause
Oh,
he's
and he did that before you did
he
it?
did that before I did it.
Oh!
So I'm a liar.
Pwned.
Yeah.
But also, do you really think that he grew up his entire life with having the last name Domashevitz and nobody else was like, hey, that's really long?
He told me that his coaches when he was a kid called him Alphabet because there were so many letters in his name.
And it ends with Z.
They just called him Alphabet.
Dude, what you just said makes me want to just chat with your dad about him playing sports.
Yeah.
What sports did he play?
Well, he played football.
You're athletic. Why did I not think that your dad was an athlete? I bet he was better than you. Was he better than you?
Probably, yeah. Football and wrestling, I think,
Daniel's
were the
just
main ones.
hoping.
He was a wrestler in high school.
I'm hoping you're not the only one, or I'm not the only one with a dad who's like, here's all the awesome stuff I did.
My dad doesn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
So I am the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. I'm the only one in this group
Yeah.
because Andrew's dad doesn't do that. He just
I was
was.
gonna say that was Justin's dad doesn't do that, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't.
He could.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like actually accomplished things as a high school wrestler.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't he doesn't talk about it a lot.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Some of my favorite conversations with Andrew's dad is when I start talking to him about sports. I'm like, wait, you did what? Wait, what?
Have you talked to him about my grandpa?
Dude, I was just going to say that. I wish I would have talked more to your grandpa about that stuff because your grandpa's like Kelso legend. Like, oh yeah, he hit one over them mountains, except it was over a parking lot. But it was like 500-foot blast with an old school wooden bat.
Grandpa decided not to try to play pro ball because he didn't think that it was a serious pursuit.
Yes.
And he was definitely good enough.
Well, the fact that he was drafted proves that.
Yes.
Your grandpa was like, yeah, I got drafted to play Major League Baseball, but it was long enough ago that he was like, I'm going to go be a teacher.
Okay. Daniel,
Yes.
90 seconds of Mariners talk. Okay, you ready? Hold on 1 second. Hey Siri, set a 90-second timer. Go.
Is Cal Raleigh the offensive version of Felix Hernandez?
Yes.
Is that what we're seeing? And is that even more ridiculous to say, seeing that our pitching rotation is still the same guys who we've been crying about, hey, just get them some more offense. And yet, somehow, the team has turned into Cal Raleigh hitting nukes, providing all this offense by himself. And not only does he not get support from other people on offense, but also, ridiculously, our pitchers can't freaking stop people from scoring runs. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever they're called, Oakland, Montreal Angels, New York Angels, whatever name they can throw in there, they're even scoring runs on us.
The Angels.
I know this is just a bad stretch. I know there's a lot of injuries, but holy smokes. Cal Raleigh keeps hitting nukes, and yet our offense
Dumper.
still can't do anything. Big Dumper, if you're watching on the stream, still does everything, and we still can't win a game. And it blows my freaking mind. He's got 26 home runs. Shohei Ohtani has 23. Aaron Judge has 21.
15 seconds.
He's starting to blow them out of the water, and yet we still can't win a freaking game.
You got 9 seconds left. 7, 6, 5. You couldn't even fill 90 seconds with Mariners.
The owner should sell the team.
Okay. All right, Andrew.
Yeah.
45 seconds of Mariners talk. Hold on. Set a 45-second timer. Andrew, go.
I don't have anything to add to Daniel, I don't think. That Cal Raleigh is the best slugging catcher that has ever played.
Ever lived.
Possibly he is the best catcher that's ever played.
All time.
He's definitely the current best catcher in the MLB.
100%.
And he's playing on a team that can't win unless he gets at least 7 or 8 RBIs. RSBI.
Yep. 100%.
You're leaving 10 seconds on the table.
They lost 8-6 in their last game. They gave up 8
And
runs.
how
Their
many of
bullpen
those
is
runs were
trash.
Cal Raleigh, Daniel? I
4.
believe it was 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And time. And that's going to do it for our show today because that river is calling my name, even though it actually feels really good in this house right now.
Also, the food that Andrew was talking about.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Dude, when he was like, "Hey, can
Kielbasa.
Daniel, can Courtney eat a chicken marinated in this stuff?" I was reading off the ingredients and going, "Courtney's not going to eat any of it because I am."
All right, so
Let's
that's
go eat
going to
food.
do it for our show today. So for my co-host Daniel Hargrove,
And my co-host Justin
Alphabet
Soup Tomaszewicz
and our trusty producer Andrew Gross.
And thank you so much to Richie and Francis for not only watching but commenting. Dude, I was about to say these are my two favorite people, but
One
then
of
I
them is
remember
our-
one of them
yeah.
was
I
Francis.
do.
One of them is.
I want to read Francis's comment. He said,
Okay.
"You could." I think he meant could. You could afford to give them a cutoff T-shirt. May I suggest something in black? Because we're all wearing.
Am I the only one who
Scrimmage
caught himself
t-shirts.
like flexing into the camera? Like,
Well, I'm trying to
I
flex
noticed
now.
at one point I was kind of like, how can I make my arm look the best? If I, yeah, okay,
I need to work out.
show over, end of show.
All right.